We are live, and I do so apologize for the delay. As always seems to happen whenever I try to start early, there was a confluence of circumstances that fucked me. The first one, so let me tell you how exactly I focused to line it up to start early tonight. I took the early bus home from work, busted my ass so I could leave, take the earlier bus so I could start the stream earlier, so I could finish the stream earlier, so I could spend some time with Tiffany before I fly out to Georgia without her tomorrow. But first thing that happens, bus hits a ginormous traffic jam caused by that wonderful little confluence of circumstances where some dumb fucking retard crashes their car into the median inside a construction zone where lanes are already closed. So the bus is 30 minutes late. 30. I took the 4:50 bus, which is supposed to arrive at 5 after 6. Well, I guess it's not quite 30 minutes. It arrived at 6:30. So then I come home, feed the dogs, do the stuff, and it turns out that, of course, naturally, today is also Windows 10 cumulative update day, so it takes me for fucking ever to get computer up and running and ready to stream. But it's all in the past. I promised you 2 hours. 2 hours you shall have. Either that or we shall end chapter 6. Tater! Hey, buddy, how are you? DBZ, welcome. Good to see you as always. Tater, if that emoji means you're wondering what's in the stein, we're drinking Diet 7-Up with a lot of gin in it. It's an alcohol night, believe you me. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I only even turn on this computer when it's time to stream. That's how my life and level of free time works. I'm on my work laptop all the time, and if I'm at the office and you see me chatting in a stream, that's on my work laptop. Like this, my gaming rig, it gets turned on for streaming, and that's about it. Like I never even have time to game off Twitch anymore. But hey, Infinimora, how are you, buddy? Welcome. Good to see you as always. Let's go ahead and fire up the game so we have a little music to listen to. I should probably make the Discord announcements too. In all the channels that let you promote, I shall promote. And most importantly, I'll make the announcement in my own. And we can hear the music for a couple more minutes, and then we'll actually fire it up. Some other fucker's code who's dumb as fuck. Well, I mean, I feel like that's probably a pretty common occupational hazard for you. It is, Edness. I'm pretty good. All things considered. I've been working my ass off. I'm flying to a funeral tomorrow. So, considering all that, I'm doing okay. How are you? Hey, Karis. Good to see you. Thanks. The Fallen would appreciate my shot, or the Fallen would appreciate a shot. It's my uncle who, it's not quite immediate with family, but it's a fairly close relationship, and that dude, he loved him some booze. And booze didn't kill him. He loved him some booze. No, my dad's oldest brother, I mean, always the super cool uncle, the one who slipped you a beer when you were 12. He was fighting renal cancer for the last year and a half, and he passed a week ago today. He passed last Thursday. So the service is on Saturday, and we're all flying back to Georgia for it. But by we all, it's an experience I'm actually weirdly looking forward to, because none of the wives and new children are coming. Like, it's just the core family. It's my parents, my brother, and me who are flying out. And my brother and I are even sharing the same room in my grandparents' house that we stayed in when we were kids, because both my grandparents are still alive, and how fucking awful is it to outlive one of your children? But I digress. I wish the circumstances were different, but I'm looking forward to the trip. Alrighty, that's long enough. Let's fire it up. When last we left off, we had re-explored the grounds. Things seemed a little off. We did kill a doppelganger in the priest's quarters. Everyone else we ran into talked about a lot of weird goings-on. But now we're actually able to enter the Candlekeep library, like we couldn't do in the prologue. Let's do that. Seems like a good idea. Remember, we're here because the Iron Throne leaders are having a meeting inside Candlekeep. We're looking for men named Rieltar and Brunos. I think Streamlabs actually had an update, because the chat interface has a very different looking font for me.
We follow the righteous path. The path of Helm.
Anyway, I'll,
with Helm's blessing.
If we hit a good time to do it, I'll tell you my favorite story about my uncle, but for now, let's explore around. Normal book. It's blank. Well, there you go. I'm not aware of any normal books that are blank, but okay. Dales and Elven Court, we've read. Callumshan, we've read. Tater, he'd appreciate that. Alright. Sorry to pause, but I'm going to tell you the story. So, hey Alex. My favorite story about my uncle. So, my uncle's oldest daughter, my cousin, she married a Norwegian guy who was an exchange student she met in college. And so now it's actually kind of cool. I have this sect, this little clan of people who live in Norway that I get to call my family. But so my cousin married a Norwegian, and when I was an undergrad, all of my uncle brought all of the Norwegians over to the States for a vacation, kind of a really get to know you. This was like a year or two into their marriage, and they picked Colorado, which was also because we lived here, but they rented a huge lodge in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and invited the entire clan into that lodge. So we all went up there, we skied, it was amazing. The Norwegian granddad had to prove he was a badass, so he skied without a hat or goggles, and by the end of the day he was fucking sunburned and fucking miserable, but I guess he proved he was badass. And then that night, my aunt had booked and scheduled a sleigh ride, and it's not Canada cold, but it was, and my apologies, I'm going to use Fahrenheit here because I'm an American, but it was minus 37 degrees Fahrenheit. And we went on a fucking sleigh ride. And so we were all fully bundled up under layers and layers of wool blankets, just shivering, shivering, shivering. And my uncle just reaches into his coat and pulls out a bottle of whiskey and says, "This'll warm us up." And he passes it around. Everybody takes a nip. He passes it around again. Everybody takes a nip, and it's gone. Well, then my uncle pulls out a second bottle of whiskey. Says, "Don't worry, I come prepared." And passes it around again. Everybody takes, it makes two loops. Everybody takes a nip, and then the whiskey's gone. And then the Norwegian says, "Well, I do have some how you say alcohol, because his English is bad." But he pulls his bottle out, and it's something none of us recognize. It's like all the labels are in Norwegian. It says Line Aquavit on it, but he says, we can use this. Will warm us up." So he passes this around, and so keep in mind, the whiskeys were handles. This is a smaller bottle, a fifth, as it were. But he passes it around, and what I failed to appreciate at the time, but remembered later, was that the Norwegians, who knew what this shit was, they took like sips, right? And it hits the Southerners, the Georgians, and we just take cannonball pulls like we do. And by the time it makes it back to Norwegian Granddad, it's empty. And I have never seen such a stupefied look on a man's face. Turns out that this shit is like Norwegian paint thinner. They take a thimbleful of it at the end of meals before dessert to cleanse their palates. And they gave it one loop with the Southerners on the sleigh ride, and it was gone. So, that's how my uncle rolled. He shall be missed. Pour one out for Uncle Garth. Let's get back to work.
Something on your mind?
Karen, hello. Travis, my child, look at you. Your face has gained some new lines since the days when I tutored you. Please stay back. You were my tutor once, but who you are now I cannot know. I'm sorry, Karen, but I can trust no one. Karen, you speak true, but it's not your fault. You prepared me as well as you could for what lay beyond these walls. I just pray that I am prepared for what I shall find within them now that I've returned. So, you can kind of tell who the doppelgangers are. They don't actually recognize you properly. Like, they kind of know they should, but this is clearly actually the person we know, so we'll go with option 2. Why? What is wrong here? Shall I tell the Watchers? 1. The Watchers are no more use than a bundle of sticks. Please, just tell me if you have seen anything strange in the library this past while. Yes, call the Watchers, but first tell me if you have seen anything strange about the library today. For all we know, the doppelgangers have infiltrated the Watchers. Let's go with option 1. Strange? Why, yes, that is just the word I would have used for that Caveris fellow. He was right here beside me, taking Alondo's prophecies from their place on the shelf and reading them. I could hear his voice, recognize the seer's words upon his quiet breath. But when I turned to steal a glance at him from the corner of my eye, it was the strangest thing. His eyes were closed, and he was reciting page after page, as if from memory. He heard your footsteps, it seems, and wandered off. I was just returning the prophecies to their rightful place here. It might be wise to take a look. If this Caveris is dangerous, though, I'm afraid I'm too old and bookish to be more than a hindrance. Forgive me, but I must leave you now. Okay, guys. Do we know palindrome? It's not a palindrome. What's Caveris backwards? Oh, my God. According to my old tutor Karen, a visitor named Coverus has demonstrated more than passing familiarity with the prophecies of Alondo the Seer. Perhaps I should refresh my own memories of the prophecies. Afterward, I would like to question this Coverus. Beatty, hi. How are you, buddy? Kupo indeed. Alright, we got some more bookcases to search. Gondogal the Lost King. We read that. I know the only Norwegian that matters. Tater, do you have a shot ready? Because here it comes. Skull. Hi, St. Louis. How are you, friend? Welcome, as always. Good to see you. History of Coromir we've read. Dambrath, that I have also read, thankfully.
My honor is my own, as you will.
I'm gonna let Ajantis wander alone. No one is hostile here. Sembia, we have read. That's just another reader. Oh, excellent! As I've been telling everyone, have a drink for my dear departed Uncle Garth, St. Louis. You don't need to pour one out. That's for closer family. I have a drink in his honor. He has passed through the halls of Valhalla this, well, not this day. It's been a week, but I'm flying out to the funeral tomorrow, so. Darfur and Var the Golden. Shadowdale 1. I read the very first one? Yes, I have. Alright, let's talk to Theodon and Jessup after we search more bookcases. They have names. They probably have something unique to say. Estegund. Yes, I've read that. I feel like I have found all the random histories. Like, maybe the game will surprise me and throw me a new one, but I feel like I found all the random histories at this point. Alright. Before we actually do Theodon and Estegund, they're just a conversation. It doesn't really matter, but let's sweep up the right side first. History of Halruaa! The same book we found in the tutorial, which means we don't need to read it now. Vocalize. Ooh, letter. Oh, hell. During the days of the Avatars, the Lord of Murder will spawn a score of mortal progeny. These offspring will be aligned good and evil, but chaos will flow through them all. When the beast's bastard children come of age, they will bring havoc to the lands of the Sword Coast. One of these children must rise above the rest and claim their father's legacy. This inheritor will shape the history of the Sword Coast for centuries to come. I have, in fact, had Seagram's Tater. No, PD actually, if you play your cards right, the Candlekeep library never turns hostile at all. The catacombs we're also doing tonight are a different story, but... well, there you go. Passive vocalize. Protag knows it. Imoen may or may not know it. I'm not even going to bother checking. Chill touch. And another letter. The spawn of the Lord of Murder are fated to come into their inheritance through bloodshed and misery. It is the hope of their father that only one shall remain alive to inherit his legacy. I foresee that the children of Baal shall kill each other in a bloody massacre. A screwdriver and a Seagram's and 7-Up? That's awesome. Y'all are better at mixing drinks than me. I work with what I have. Right now this is Bombay Sapphire and Diet 7-Up, and frankly you'd be surprised how good it tastes. Putting that out there. I already know everybody knows Chill Touch, so we'll just... Oh, Imoen is... Oh, the party's too far away.
Helm,
Well, fine.
give me strength!
Get closer, party.
By Helm!
Alright, put the Scroll of Chill Touch in Imoen's scroll case.
As you will.
Don't gotta worry about her. Her spellbook doesn't carry over. History of the Moon Sea. History of Luiren. I actually have read that. Only once. That's only the second copy I've found. But we have read it. Mo bookcases. Empty. Shadowdale 2. Yes, we've read that. And thank goodness. Nothing there. Two cooks and 0 containers. Alright. We've searched everything there is to be searched.
Is my life.
Let's talk to the guys who have names.
These walls contain the world's knowledge.
Theodon will dip me in broth and call me stewed. If it isn't little Travis. Why, I haven't seen you for nearly, quite some time anyway. Hello, Theodon. How have you been? Get out of my way, old man. I have no time to speak with you. But the thing is, what's funny is you can, at this stage anyway, you can kind of tell the doppelgangers because anyone who actually recognizes you is not a doppelganger. So you can be honest with them. Option 1. I still remember you running about the keep in your little swaddling clothes, pestering the elders and spooking the cows. Ain't that right, Jessup? Surely was. St. Louis, tell us more about your hectic week that probably isn't over because it's only Thursday. See, my level of alcoholism continually evolves. I now drink on work nights. Surely was. Yep, of course, you never did stay in those rags of yours long. I don't have the time for this, you old geezer. Goodbye. Yes, I remember, but how have you been? You drink every night, work or no. That's my boy. I'm not quite on that level, but I'm evolving towards it, to be honest. You'd be naked as a jaybird the moment someone turned their back on you. I remember the day that fella Blackstaff came floating in, and there you were, tearing around the outer keep with Gorion hot on your trail. Took the cloak right off his back, you did, and made yourself just the cutest little... I don't need this kind of aggravation, you geezer. Get lost. Yes, I remember. Could we drop it, Nat, please? How have you been? Option 2. Oh, Tater. As I recall, you and I are like the two maybes. We have to get ourselves to Toronto in November. Not for anybody else, just so you and I can physically drink together. Wait, I remember it all now. There was Kelvin Blackstaff trying his hardest to look important, while you ran through the stables with his cape tied around your waist. Such a lark, eh, Jessup? I thought I'd catch my death from laughing, I did. You and me both. Gorion was shaking like a leaf, he was so mad. I've about had enough out of you two. Get lost. As fun as this has been, I should really be going. Be nice. They're clearly not doppelgangers. Nobody was sure what to do, and then Kelvin mutters some words and catches you by the scruff of the neck with some sort of spectral hand. He hauls you out and drops you right in front of him, grabbing his filthy cape in the process. Everyone was scared, they were, weren't they, Jessup? Sure enough, scared witless. Yep. And then old Kelvin busts out in the biggest laugh you ever heard. Everyone in the keep was laughing like mad, except you, Travis. You just stood there, naked as the day you were born and wondering what the fuss was about. I tell you, those were the days. 1. Yes, I think I'll be going now. 2. Keep your lazy recollections to yourselves, you old farts. Option 1. Oh, certainly, little one. Stop by any old time, though. I've got some paintings of you as a youngster I'm sure your little friends would love to see. Remember the one of Travis on the bearskin rug, Jessup? Surely do. In the buff, as usual. Cute as a bug you were. Go play with your friends now. Go on. All right. Then they leave. Story time is over. Let's go upstairs. We're certainly hearing a lot.
Our library is a man's harem of knowledge.
About the children of the Lord of Murder. But here's level 2. We have a Priest of Ogma and Bendalis. He's not one I recognize, but he came straight to me. Hello, Travis. It is good to see you here once again. A pity you could not have returned during a more restful time. Why? What is going on that would cause you such stress? 2. You always were a worrier. I'm sure all is well. 3. What business is it of yours? Option 1. Oh, it's nothing, I am sure. It's just that, well, things just seem a little strange around here. Those decidedly unmerchant-like merchants, for one. And some of our own monks are acting odd as well. One fellow in particular. 1, I'm sure it is nothing. You should not worry yourself so much. 2, really? And who would that be? Well, there is this fellow named Caveris. I assume he is a visiting sage of some sort, but he seems more interested in our guests than the tomes. He makes me nervous. I think he's had the same effect on others as well. Young Shistal has been out of sorts for days now. He is not as thick-skinned as I. You remember how nervous he used to be? He's quite the opposite now. Seems like a totally different person. I worry about him. I should go. It's been nice speaking with you. Okay, so Shistal is a doppelganger. Duly noted. My old friend Bendalis has noticed something peculiar about recent visitors to Candlekeep. In particular, he noticed unmerchant-like merchants and a sage named Caveris who arrived at about the same time. Priest of Ogma.
With
These
Helm's
walls
blessing.
contain the world's knowledge.
Hello, I am the level coordinator. Is there anything I can help you with? 1, no, I don't need your help. 2, could you tell me where I could find Tethtoril? 3, I was wondering where I could find Ulront. Let's do Tethtoril first. Tethtoril is a very busy man, and I don't keep track of his schedule. Sorry. Well, alright. Let's search the shelves on the off chance of new books. History of the North 8, Year of the Gauntlet. I am 100% certain we've read that. Shadowdale 12, Cheryl and Morngrim meet and marry. We've read that. Shadowdale 13, Morngrim's Rule. We've read that. Tethir. I think this is actually new. History of Tethir. For the past 1500 years, Tethir has had a single strong royal family ruling with absolute power. When a king died or became incapacitated, his oldest son took the throne. As family trees of those close to power became more intertwined and complicated, there were the inevitable wars of succession and bickering over which second cousin was the true heir to the throne. Civil wars were brief, however, and once the fighting was over, the system returned to normal, until the next major dispute in a few hundred years or so. The established reoccurring cycle was broken 10 years ago. The current ruling family had been in power for over 350 years, so long that they had dropped their own family names centuries ago, no one even remembers it now, and simply called themselves Tethir. King Alamander IV was comfortably ruling from Castle Tethir, and the country seemed happy enough, but there was a broad current of dissatisfaction among the people of Tethir. Non-humans were forbidden by law to own land, and since most rights and privileges accorded citizens were based on land ownership, they became second-class citizens as well. Things were especially bad for elves, who were driven deep into the forest of Tethir by royal armies. Alamander IV took land away from rightful owners and gave it to nobles who promised larger contributions to the royal treasury. These social and economic inequities, coupled with several harsh winters and bad harvests in a row, made the time ripe for a change. It takes more than just a couple of lousy winters to depose a king, however. It takes treachery as well. In the case of the fall of House Tethir, it took an ambitious general and an impatient royal heir. Prince Alamander grew tired of waiting for the robust Alamander IV to make room for him, so he struck a deal with General Nashram Sharboneth, commander of the king's largest army. While Sharboneth marched his army toward Tethir, bringing along a sizable group of angry peasants recruited with the promise of land reform, the would-be Alamander V downplayed alarming reports from the king's spies and advisors, silencing the most persistent permanently through murder or exile. By the time Sharboneth's army arrived and laid siege to Castle Tethir, it was too late for loyalists to help. As Sharboneth launched a direct assault on the castle, using the expendable peasants as shock troops, a handful of elite soldiers let in a secret entrance by the prince would eliminate key guards and open the gates. At the same time, the prince, one of the few people allowed to see the king directly, would murder his father. A fire set by the elite troops would destroy evidence of treachery. The general and the prince would emerge from the conflagration and announce a new joint government. The plan was executed perfectly, but only up to a point. Sharboneth double-crossed the prince. His men were much too efficient in setting the castle ablaze, and Prince Alamander, along with most of his conspirators, died horribly in the fire. At about the same time, a spy planted on the general's inner staff by the equally duplicitous Alamander murdered the general, and dissolved his body with a powerful acid before anyone could come to his aid. To make matters worse, everyone had underestimated the resentment the people felt for the royal family. Once Castle Tethir began to fall, there was no holding back the mob. In one night, the proudest, strongest castle in all the country was reduced to a smoking ruin. Everything of value, fine tapestries, plates and silverware, furniture, jewelry, weapons, clothes, armor, paintings, statues, and so on, was either stolen, burned, or just ripped apart and stomped into the dust. As news of the fall of the royal family spread, so did the chaos. In what is now known as the 10 Black Days of Eliant, anyone known or even suspected of blood connection to the royal family was put to the sword. This led to some darkly humorous moments, as social climbers who had bragged just a week before of being a sixth cousin twice removed of a royal aunt tried in vain to convince an angry mob that they were only kidding. The nobles who were the biggest supporters of the royal family also came under attack, and some baronial keeps fell. Local leaders who had adequately distanced themselves from the Tethir family, or were popular enough or feared/strong enough, survived. These surviving nobles became, the initial players in the fight to decide the fate of Tethir. One thing was certain: any leader or type of government that too closely resembled rule under the Tethirs would not be accepted. Royalist became a dirty word in Tethir society. The power struggle continues to this day, and there is no sign of it ending anytime soon. There we go. All right. I have certainly read about the Crown Wars. Fell in the Depths, I have certainly read. This side room is bigger than I was banking on. One fresh hell email. It's gone. It's dealt with. Alright. Ajantis, do your job. Recent history of the North. Yes, we've read it. I think this is new. History of the North 9. History of the North, Return of the Beast, 1367 to... Sages, philosophers, historians, and priests alike feel an ill boding in the chill air. They predict a slow change over the next decade, but within the lifetime of men born on the first day of this age. They believe that the beasts that once ruled the land plan to return to claim what's rightfully theirs, imprisoning and enslaving the crowns. Where elves once reigned, men now rule, but their hold, as true for all civilizations before, is tenuous at best. Well, it ain't elves, but have you played Neverwinter Nights? Lone Wonder! Hey, boyo. So good to see you. How you doing? We're in the Candlekeep library doing our thing. History of the North 10. 1370, Year of the Tankard. Alright, this is definitely new. Tankard's a word. For me. I would know if I had read this before. Even before spring has graced the savage north, reports of treants massing in the high forest have reached all of the northern cities. It seems that all of the creatures of the forest have mobilized to restore the high forest after the fall of Hellgate Keep. Something must still reside below the ruins of Hellgate Keep, however. For the company of the Jaded Heart never emerged from the depths below the city. The treants have since blocked entrance into the ruins, sealing whatever evil still lurks within, far below the sight of man. But there is other activity in the north as well. Luskan still flirts with war, tempting neighboring cities and yet staying just below the wrath of Waterdeep. The barbarians still brew in the north, quick to take offense at innocent incursions into their sacred holdings. Rumors of Zentarum agents scouring the fallen lands for powerful magic from long-lost Netheril continue to circulate, and adventurers still abound in the savage frontier. Alright. Well, there is Cavarus. We'll not talk to him now. That's a definite later sort of option. Chosen and Mistra, I know 100% I've read that. Dales of Elven Court, I have definitely read. Last March of the Giants, I have definitely read.
But in his doom shall spawn a score of mortal progeny.
Scroll of Luck.
Chaos will be sown from their passage.
So saith the wise Alondo. Everyone who the spell matters to already
the
knows
Lord
what.
of murder shall perish. But in his doom he shall spawn a score of mortal progeny. Chaos will be sown from their passage. So saith the wise Alondo.
And we did the hallway. Let's finish up the center room. I feel like maybe I already did this, but Melf's Acid Arrow. Well, let's put that in Imoen's scroll case. In all my playthroughs, I've never had occasion to actually cast that spell.
The Lord of murder shall perish, but in his doom he shall spawn a score of mortal progeny. Chaos will be sown from their passage. So saith the wise Alondo.
Yeah, we've read the first flowering. I think. Maybe we haven't. History of the North 1, the first flowering. Yeah, no, this actually is new. For millennia, gold elves dwelt in Ilfarn, where Waterdeep now stands, in Irlan, along the River Shining. From their ornate forest cities, they traded with emerging human nations like Netherland and Lusk, and repulsed the attacks of the goblin races. Meanwhile, dwarven clans united as the nation of Delzoun, named for the dwarf who forged the Union. The nation, existing primarily underground, extended from the Ice Mountains to the Nether Mountains. Silvermoon Pass was its western border, and the Narrow Sea its eastern shore. Orcs came from north of the spine of the world, but were turned back in great slaughter by the elves. To this day, this is the homeland and stronghold for orcs and similar races. Alrighty. History of the Dragon Coast, I know I've read. Scroll of Mirror Image. She's too far away. Aw, come on. She's right there. Anyway. I know they both know Mirror Image.
The Lord of murder shall perish.
History of the Dead 3 we've read.
A score of mortal progeny. Chaos will be sown from their passage. So saith the wise Alondo.
This one we've read. History of the North 6, the Might of... Well, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, we've read that. Okay, good. Let's check this hallway now. Shadowdale 11. This one feels unfamiliar. History of Shadowdale. Doust chooses Morngrim M. Cathra to succeed him. There are always holes in these fucking 15-book series. Doust Solwood, recommended to the position by Kelvin Blackstaff, ruled Shadowdale as lord for 5 years. seems like a millennium, he was oft known to have reported, and the tedium of court life and the lure of adventure eventually caused him to retire his position and rejoin the Knights of Myth Draenor in regular adventuring. He handed the pendant of Ashaba, symbol of lordship, on to one of the younger knights, a Waterdavian noble named Morngrim M. Cathra. Morngrim had been dispatched by Kelban from Waterdeep for other purposes, but Doust liked both the young man's straightforward honesty and his willingness to shoulder the burden of protecting the small community from myriad dangers. Time has proven this choice a wise one. Alrighty. Alright, I've definitely read Elminster moves to Shadowdale. Let's check the rest of this west side hallway. Shadowdale 4, Omri rules in peace. We have read that, thankfully. Shadowdale 3, Joadath and the Tyrist Massacre. We have read that. Alright. Let's pull the whole party and have a chat with this Caveris fellow.
You need something, stranger?
Like so many people here, he comes and talks to Protag. I thought I might find you somewhere around here. Allow me to introduce myself. Perhaps another time. There is some research that I am currently working on which demands my attention. Please do. My name is Caveris. I used to work for your father, running messages to his harbor friends in Waterdeep. Before he passed on, he entrusted this ring to me and asked that I give it to you should evil ever befall him. Will you take it? 1. Well, evil befell him, all right, but I want nothing of your baubles. 2. And what evil befell him, Caveris? 3. If it is my father's will, then I shall wear it. Thank you for your kindness to him, Caveris. Option 2. You were there. You saw it all. A woman, an armored figure, 2 ogres wielding clubs, and 2 archers. But Gorian's petty magic was of little use against them, was it not? And you fled with your tail between your legs, hiding amidst the trees until dawn broke. And now it comes full circle, doesn't it? The Iron Throne's so close that you can almost touch them and wreak your revenge for that night. 1. You know me well, Caveris, and my father too. Give me that ring and let me find my vengeance. Or 2. You're right, Caveris. I was there. Myself, my father, and 6 others who tried to kill us. Where were you, if you know so much? If you be so void of trust, I am surprised you have made it this far. It is of little matter. Go seek your vengeance or your doom at the hand of the Iron Throne. I wash my hands of it. Well, later, bro. Literally. Oops, spoiler alert. I feel like it's not really a spoiler when we're talking about a game that came out 21 years ago, but I suppose you never know. Up to level 3. A priest of Ogma. Alright.
Yeah!
He would have given us a Ring of Protection +1, which surprisingly isn't cursed, but we have no use for it anyway. There's another luck scroll. That is most certainly vendor trash. We've read that. Can confirm. Dales and Elven Court, we've definitely read. Fateful Coin, we've read. There's still another level above this one. And to be clear, we want to explore it before we fuck with the Iron Throne guys. Schedule 8, the time of no lords. We've read that. That. About Doused. Oh, wow. Let's gather the party. So our scroll carrier can carry scrolls. Oh, protag is still 6/6. Like, there's not a chance in hell of pretty much anybody gaining another level before the expansion. Yeah, we've read that. Alright. So before going to the Iron Throne leaders in that room, let's go explore level 4.
Yeah!
Shithal. We ought to recognize that name.
My honor is my life.
Someone on the lower levels told us he was not acting
As you will.
himself lately.
Surface dwellers can be so stupid.
Uh-oh.
You're a queer this way.
First, Enchantress. Give her the Scrolls of Grease and Blindness, which are both very obvious vendor trash.
What you want? I'm
Pick
gone.
this block, if you can. You cannot. Current
Nature's
strongest
servant
character,
awaits.
Jaheira.
As you direct.
Come try and force it. Yeah, girl.
Helm, give me strength! As you will.
Enchantress can loot it for gold and a potion, which will pass to Imoen and put in her potion case.
By Helm! With Helm's blessing.
Next room. We got the bookcase. History of the Moon Sea, I know I've read. And another lock. Ain't life grand.
Yep. I've done had enough of this.
Have you, Emmeline? Open the lock, if you can. You cannot.
Yes,
hear us?
as you direct.
Current strongest character, can you? Yeah, girl. Nothing but a silver necklace. Destined for Imoen's gem bag, and later a vendor.
My honor, as you will.
I care not. I am gone.
You've a task or the group?
Helm.
Just in
Yeah.
case.
You're a queer fellow. I've done had enough of this.
Oh, she picked it successfully. Put the necklace in your gem bag. And we'll go back to
By
Enchanted.
Helm. Yeah.
Kelvin kills Jordan. We've read that. Shadowdale 6. Dragon Coast, we've read. Priest of Ogma, reader. Nobody has real names. Uh-oh. Locked. Alright, Emily.
What you want? I am gone.
How about that room? Ah, we've done had enough of the repeated phrases. Yeah, I kind of have too. But what can you do? Alright, Emily, do your job. Atta girl. Gold and gem.
My honor is my life. With Helm's blessing.
Yep. This way.
Can Imoen pick this one? Let's find out. Can't you hear a
Nature's
forfeit?
servant awaits for the group.
Atta girl.
Helm, give me strength. With Helm's blessing.
A wand. A wand of fear, as it turns out.
By Helm. As you will.
Shadowdale 7. We have read. Scrolls. Web and detect invisibility. Those are vendor fodder.
My honor is my life.
Let's grab the whole party and get down here. Cousins, hi. I mean, I use that as my stream announcement because I'm actually a lawyer, but I feel like it works on multiple levels no matter what stream I'm doing. So I have no intention of changing it anytime soon. Alright. Now, we need to save here before we have a chat with Shistar because, spoiler, he is our first greater doppelganger. They're a lot harder. We still shouldn't need spell buffs, but it's definitely worth saving beforehand. Let's see what happens. To have a chat with Shistar.
Excuse me, but I'm late for my
Shistar.
classes.
Leave me be, stranger. I've work to do. 1. All the other monks gave me a warm welcome. Why not you? Do you not recognize me? It is Travis. Don't give it information. Sorry to have disturbed you. I will go. 1. I've no interest in idle chatter. If you knew the daily routine of a monk, you would understand. 1. I know the routine well. I lived here for many years. It is you who should know me. 2. My apologies. I will not disturb you further. 1. Of course. It is just that I did not recognize your face. I am just not acquainted with all the monks quite yet. 1. I was not a monk. I think you were lying. 2. Sorry then, I haven't distressed you. Goodbye. I think you're lying, fuckstick. You would do well to leave me be. I tire of this game. Take your questions and go away, monkey. Saravok donated $5. Saravok would appreciate if you dulled your sense of prior to combat. Oh my god, that is... Oh shit, that is the most amazing donation and message and name. Oh shit. In appreciation of everything that went into that, I will take your shot. I will do it after this fight. 2. I did not mean to alarm you. Perhaps I was mistaken. Goodbye. 1. Oh no, I have many more questions to ask. For starters, who are you, really? I am your death, foolish meat! A doppelganger stole Shistel's appearance. Fortunately, I forced the monster to reveal its true identity. Unfortunately, there must be more of the creatures disguised as others I know and trust. This is, as I said, our first greater doppelganger, which, I mean, they're stronger, they give more experience, they're more dangerous, but as you can see, because we did every side quest, die bitch. And he gives us a gold necklace. Which goes in Imowen's gem bag. I am your death meat. Like, I feel like they kind of should have made doppelgangers stronger, because they're not hard to kill, but that concept is fucking spooky. I have to do Saravok's shot. I have to dull my senses in honor of my half-brother. BRB. I'm still spoiling. We learn all that shit soon, but we don't technically know it yet. I'm so sorry. Except this game came out in 1998. If anybody bitches about spoilers 21 years later, fuck you. Yes, we're a child of Baal, and Saravok is our half brother. Oh my god. But when I was 13 in 1998, it blew my fucking mind. Oh, fuck, I need a chaser. Let me get more Diet 7-Up. I mean, Saravok, I got to level with you. Whoever bought this shot. I mean, your name was Saravok, so that says a lot. But the truth is, I ain't fighting you for a long fucking time. Like, I'm doing chapter 6 tonight, but then I gotta do the enhanced edition character quests, and after that, I've got to do Tales of the Sword Coast. So you've got a while, buddy. And then you don't even really die, because I actually use you in throwing a ball. All digressions. Let's get in here. Well, hold on. First, I've got my chaser. I've got my shot. Let's do this. What is the toast? I've been hyping myself up on Baldur's Gate 2, despite how far away it is. Let's pick something from that game. I'm going to drink more alcohol. In the immortal words of John Irenicus, it is time for more experiments. The pain will only be passing. You should survive the process. Cheers. That was a good fucking toast, wasn't it, Tater? Nailed it! Let's go to level 5.
Our library is a man's harem of knowledge.
Piatto, what do you have to say? The pain will only be passing. You should survive the process. Travis, good to see you. I trust you are well. As well as can be expected, Piatto. How have you been? I feel as though life is dragging me along by a noose, Piatto. Not good at all. Get out of my way, Piatto. I am not in the mood to speak with you. Option 1. Oh, I pine for the days when you and Gorion still called Candlekeep home. You brought a bit of energy to these walls. I shall have to speak with you later at length, but for now you must rest. Gorion's old room is the third on the south corridor, just as it was. I think there are a few things for you there as well. We shall see you later. Candlekeep Tower is high. I kind of forgot. Piatto greeted me warmly and welcomed me back to Candlekeep. He also said there may be some items left for me in Gorion's old room.
Mail, fetch me something to eat.
My old friend Piatto has informed me that some items were left in Gorian's chambers for me. I imagine that it is important for me to examine them. After I search Gorian's room, I should continue my investigation into the Iron Throne leaders.
Yeah! Helm.
All right.
With Helm's blessing.
Ajantis, you go alone. Well, shit, we got 2 locks.
I care not. This way.
Imoen, can you pick either of them? Let's find out. Well, she got this one. It's a quarterstaff,
Yes, oh. As you direct.
which we learned in the prologue sells for 0 gold. We're going to find the Manual of Gainful Exercise in this stream, but we haven't found it yet. So let's have Jaheira force this lock. Golden gem goes in Imoen's gem bag. And onward we
By
go.
Helm.
First with Ajantis.
As you will.
Well, here's Piatto.
Surface dwellers can be so stupid.
Letter. Hello, Travis. If you are reading this, it means I have met an untimely death. I would tell you not to grieve for me, but I feel much better thinking that you would. There are things I must tell you in this letter that I might have told you before. However, if my death came too soon, then I would have never been given the chance. First off, I am not... Here it fucking comes. First off, I am not your biological father. For that distinction lies with an entity known as Baal. The Baal that I speak of is the one you know of as a divinity. In the crisis known as the Time of Troubles, when the gods walked Faerun, Baal was also forced into a mortal shell. He was somehow forewarned of the death that awaited him during this time. For reasons unknown to me, he sought out women of every race and forced himself upon them. Your mother was one of those women, and as you know, she died in childbirth. I had been her friend and on occasion lover. I felt obligated to raise you as my own. I have always thought of you as my child, and I hope you still think of me as your father. You are a special child. The blood of the gods runs through your veins. If you make use of our extensive library, you will find that our founder, Alondo, has many prophecies concerning the coming of the spawn of Baal. There are many who will want to use you for their own purposes. One, a man who calls himself Saravak, is the worst danger. He has studied here at Candlekeep, and thus knows a great deal about your history and who you are, Gorian. Oh, wow. Alright, well, there it is! Our father was the Lord of fucking murder. No wonder we're having these dreams. Empty, thank goodness. 9 gold, but unlocked, thank goodness. Tater, I have spent an inordinate amount of time today.
You're a queer fellow.
And it's stupid because the sequel is still weeks away, but
This way.
So hyped for Baldur's Gate 2. Like the one thing BG1 has going for it is I think it's better balanced, but in every other respect, writing, characters, voice acting, most gameplay besides battles, like everything, BG2 is so much better. I mean, my character's neutral. He's not good. It's not like he's a lawful good paladin. Like he was when I was a kid and played this game for the literal first time. I got older and smarter, and I learned the systems of D&D and realized that a neutral fighter mage was like one of the best possible characters for this game and the scenarios this game gives you, but oh yeah, no. When I was a kid, I was like, I'm good! I want to do good! I'm a lawful good paladin! I actually have opinions may
You've
vary,
attacked?
but
Tis good as done.
I feel like I have a fairly good story about my very first Baldur's Gate character.
Good on you if you saved the day.
What's my reputation? 14. Okay, we're fine. Ain't nobody gonna leave the party anytime soon. Necromancy is usually against the law. I feel like a necromancer is probably neutral evil, if you're going to give them an alignment. Like, they're not chaotic, they have their aims, but what they're doing is clearly evil. They're clearly disobeying the law. I think a necromancer is probably, at minimum, neutral evil by default. Oh shit, we need a knock charge. Been a while since we actually needed that. Let's put this potion, well, okay. Let's get close enough and put this potion of defense in Imoen's potion case. And then, as much as it pains me, not you, Chihira.
What you want? This way.
Let's use the knock charge. Paladins do have the highest stat requirements. Like, the big thing about Paladins, they had, like, a minimum wisdom, strength, constitution, and charisma. Like, they had 4 min stat 13s, right? Oh no, charisma 17. And the other stats I mentioned 13. My bad. Alright. Imoen, find the locked one. We got to cast knock. I don't like it either, but it is what it is. What's in there? Cloak of Protection +1. I already know. No, her identified charges are burned. Protag is too far away. I'm hoping he has sufficient lore to identify it without using a spell, but I'm thinking probably no. To Protag. Yes! He can identify it. Good. Give it back for the vendor trash it
My
is.
honor is my life.
Alright. That room is
With
clear.
Helm's blessing.
Jancis, do your job. Explore this other hallway. Empty. Front row. Yeah, but Diablo is its own universe. It is nowhere. It's not even kissing cousins with Forgotten Realms, right? Mm. Well, we've read that book. Thank God, we don't need to read it again. We've read History of the Moon, see? No need to reread that shite. Gold necklace. Alright.
Helm, give me strength!
Gather the party. Put the gold necklace in Imowen's gem bag. Fucking Candlekeep is 6 levels tall. Let's head to the 6th floor. And we're going to backtrack, so this moment is worthy of an anchor save and a quick save. Because just watch what happens. We know the Iron Throne are fucking evil. We have not even disturbed their meeting, but let's see what happens if we try to go to the 6th floor.
Our rules are very strict.
Gate Warden. You there! Stop and surrender yourself. You are accused of murdering the men Brunos Kostak, Thaldorn Tentovich, and Rieltar Anchev. If you give yourself up now, you will be assured of a fair trial. I didn't murder anyone, and I'm not surrendering to the likes of you. I didn't murder anyone, so I'm perfectly willing to go to trial. My innocence of this accusation should be refuted quickly within any fair court of law, too. I'm glad you still have some of the sense Gorion taught you. Please follow me. I'm sure everything will be sorted out quickly. So, this is the moment where I'm going to reload my save as soon as I can. Okay, hold on. I want to load our most recent save. Because there's good gear to be had by actually dealing with the Iron Throne. We were on level 5,
Helm's
this is
blessing.
level 4, here is level 3. Let's go deal with the Iron Throne. We are going to suffer the criminal consequences of their murder, no matter what we do. So, you know, might as well actually murder them. They're fucking evil anyway. Oh my goodness. Such email. Hold on. Alright.
With Helm's blessing.
Oh my. Chat has gotten so far past whatever I was doing. Rieltar. My dear ma'am, you must realize that it is manners that make the gentlewoman. So would you kindly prove that you are one by leaving? The right people can afford to be rude, but this is not you. Leave now, before my irate companion Brunos lets his temper get ahead of his reason. 1. Fine, we'll be on our way. 2. You are the leaders of the Iron Throne. We're the ones who've caused you so much trouble over the past weeks. We know what you're all about, and soon so will do Geltan. 3. You're the bastards behind all the troubles from here to Baldur's Gate. Now that we have you where we want you, don't think we're going to let you live. Option 2, I like. And you're stupid enough to admit this. Well, my young friend, you may find safety within the library, but once you've left there will be no place for you to run. How about we just end all of our problems, right here and now, draw steel and let's sort everything out with the sharp of our blades. We'll leave, but don't think this is the last of it. It won't be, not by a long shot. 1. This is most distasteful. I have always known that rudeness is how the weak can make themselves look strong. Even if you were to somehow beat us in battle, how would you escape the keep? Or did you think that the monks would let you go about murdering everyone within the keep? Crash them muttonheads, boys! Die, bitches.
For the glory of Helm!
Ignorant barbarians.
You're a queer fellow.
This is one of those very stupid but common RPG scenarios where we suffer the consequences of their murder, as evil as they are, no matter what. So, we might as well actually do it and take their swag, right?
My honor is my life.
Yes?
Stardust stunning. Pass to Imoen. For carry and later sail.
Helm, give me strength!
Go
for the glory of Helm!
Go for the eyes! Rusk!
Potion of Frost Giant Strength very clearly goes to Imoen's potion case. Other loot once identified. First to Protag. Chainmail +1, alright. Who can carry it? Not Imoen. Vicky? Yeah, you can. Alright. Imoen can carry a medium shield +1 for later sale. She can carry a Morning Star +1 as well. Alright. Die tough.
For the fallen!
Ignorant barbarians.
What now, I wonder?
Plate mail and unidentified items, although they are a medium shield +1 and a long sword +1, which are, in fact, simply vendor trash. Alrighty.
By Helm!
Here we
With
are on level
Helm's
3.
blessing.
Leaders of the Iron Throne are now actually dead. We get punished for the crime whether we do it or not. Might as well actually do it when that's the case, right? Shadowtail 5, Jordan the False Lord, we have certainly read. Identify scroll. To Imoen's scroll case, if you would. Thank you kindly.
My honor is my life.
A bookcase.
As you will.
2 bookcases, nothing else. What's in them? Valley of the Gods, we have read. 1 GP history book. North 5, The Spread of Humankind, we have also read. Alrighty. That's fucking all
Helm,
of it.
give me strength!
Need a restroom break. BRB. Here we go. Tater's gone. He's crashing. Good night, Tater. Cousins. No, my character is set up to be my character is set up to be the best for the sequel because we can import characters. Straight up. Alright. Everybody's dead. Got some highly sellable shit. Let me see if I can get out to Winthrop's Inn and actually sell it before going to jail.
I should have joined the army.
Nope. Alright, I surrender. Travis, stay where you are. I do not wish to harm you, but you must come with me. You are to be questioned regarding the murder of the Iron Throne leaders. They were apparently killed not an hour ago, and an item of yours was found with the bodies. Please, you will get a fair trial if you come quietly. I will use force if I must. 3. Yes, I killed them, but they attacked me. They're the leaders of the Iron Throne, the people behind the iron shortage, and everything else that's been wrong with the Sword Coast. We did everyone a favor by killing them. 3. That is not for me to decide. Please, you have my word that you will not be harmed. If you are innocent, you will be judged accordingly. 1. I will not be judged at all. Draw your weapons. 2. I will come quietly. Your weapons will not be necessary. 2. I am glad to hear that. I did not wish to harm you. I am sure this mess will be cleared up soon. Here we go. So, Travis, you have sullied your father's name by defiling his home and bringing ruin to a peace that has lasted for centuries. I spit on you and all of your friends. Your transgressions will be punished in the most severe form. I formally accuse you of the murders of Brunos Kostak and Rieltar Anchev. 1. Fine. Do your worst, you old coot. 2. But I have done nothing wrong. Why have you accused me of such a thing? 2. They attacked us. You were seen fleeing the site of the murder by the guest, known as Caveras. From everything we have seen and found, it is not hard to figure what your purpose was. From what I have been told, you have been trying to place all the misfortune of the Sword Coast squarely on the shoulders of the Iron Throne. I assume you and your friends are assassins in the employ of Am. Perhaps you were sent up north to create discord in the region before an Omnian invasion. It matters little. You and your friends are to be sent to Baldur's Gate, where an appropriate punishment will be administered. Tethtoral. Hello, young one. I am sorry to see thee in such terrible circumstances. I know thee well enough to see that you have been falsely accused. Tomorrow Ulrant will most likely sentence thee to be sent to Baldur's Gate. There, thou wouldst receive the death penalty for these actions. I know that Gorion would not want to see his only child killed a scant few weeks after his own death. 'Tis as a favor to his memory that I will help thee escape. Make thy way through the catacombs beneath the library, but disturb them not. I have your possessions with me. You must take them and go with haste. 1. Do you know anyone by the name of Caveras? 2. Thank you for helping us. 3. Actually, I did kill them, but they're the leaders of the Iron Throne. They were the people behind the iron shortage and everything else that's been wrong with Sword Coast. We did everyone a favor by killing them. 1. Caveras. I know of no one named Caveras, but Caveras is the reverse of Saravok, a young man who accompanied the leaders of the Iron Throne when they first came. I know not where he has gone. It is now time for you to go, Travis. I can teleport you to the secret room that leads to the catacombs, but from there you are on your own. You must be careful within the catacombs, as there are many guardians and traps, and, perhaps, whoever planned these murders. However dangerous the catacombs may be, they are a safer alternative to Oleron's wrath. 1. Teleport us to the secret library. We're as ready as we'll ever be. 2. Why can't you teleport us outside of Candlekeep? I'm always a fan of dialogue. Let's go with option 2. Candlekeep is protected by powerful runes that seal it from divinatory and alteration magics. If I were to teleport you outside of Candlekeep, you would be ripped asunder when you came in contact with the protective field. Trust me, child, this is the only way. And here we arrive in the catacombs. Let me ask my wife where the fuck she is. Alright, well, she ain't here now, so let's do the first room. 3 bookcases.
As you will.
Chromatic orb, confusing the shadow door. Shadow door, I think, is actually new. Let's pass the other 2 to Emmeline and put them in her scroll case. But Protag, oh boy. Wait. Shadow door 2 Protag. Oh yes, he can memorize it. Shadow door, illusion / phantasm, level 5, range 0, duration 9 rounds plus 1 round per level after 9th. Casting time 2, area of effect to the caster. Saving throw none. By means of this spell, the wizard creates the illusion of a door. The illusion also permits the wizard to appear to step through this door and disappear. In reality, he has darted inside and can flee, totally invisible, as per the improved invisibility spell for the spell's duration. A true seeing spell, a gem of seeing, or similar magical means can reveal the wizard. Oh shit, Shadow Door is an amazing spell. Protag, learn it. Scribe it like a boss. There you go, son. Alright. We got scrolls. Let's pay attention. Fireball, minor globe of invulnerability, monster summoning 2, and 2 identifies. G1 Twin has followed. Thank you so much for the follow, friend. You have no idea how much I appreciate even that. It's a low level of commitment, but commitment it is. I qualify as a wealthy person based on my job and my income. So whenever anybody chooses to watch me play video games, which is my real, true, honest to God passion, it just makes me so happy. So thank you. Thank you for the follow, friend. I appreciate it. I have already scribed all of these scrolls, including the most significant minor globe of invulnerability. Wait, so too has Imoen. Yep, everybody knows monster summoning too. That's some weak ass shit. Alright. Scroll case that. Scroll case identify. Scroll case minor globe of invulnerability, and even, much to Lone Wonder's pain if he's still here, scroll case fireball. Aganasis Scorcher and Lightning Bolt. I know everyone knows Aganasis Scorcher. I'm gonna pass Lightning Bolt to Pro Tag. Pretty sure he knows it. Yes, he does. Pretty sure Immo knows both. She does as well. Excellent. This door leads back to the upper levels of the keep. From the looks of it, it is heavily warded. Luckily, Tethtoril teleported you past such an obstacle. Common sense dictates that you make your escape through the opposite door. Well, okay. Tell me what common sense fucking dictates, game. Alright. Here we are in the catacombs. We've been streaming for 10 minutes shy of 2 hours, and you know what? Wife is home. Promised her I'd be done early-ish. let's end the stream. I kind of thought we would finish out chapter 6. That was a lie. We cleared the library. Now we have the catacombs to do. We're going to do that on the Monday. Well, let me check one thing real quick. I want to rest. That fucking spider animation. Fuck you.
For the glory
Gas.
of Helm!
Get dead, Swat Waffle. That's about what I thought. Anyway, I want to end the stream. I want to have a proper end where I get to rest and recharge all my spells and get everybody happy before I end. So let's see if I can do that right
As you will.
now. Combat is over. Don't tell me I can't save during combat. No! No fresh gas. Will not. Do not want. You have rested for 8 hours.
Yeah!
Thank fucking Christ. Alright. Here. Let's make an anchor save. And a quick save. And I will promise you the only promise I can really make. I will continue the series after my dear departed uncle's funeral. For those of you who joined me live on Twitch tonight, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed what you saw, I hope you will hit that follow button so you can see every time we go live in the future. If you're watching later on YouTube, if you like the video, please click like. It helps a lot. If you don't like the video, you can click dislike. That hurts me, but you do you. But if you're not inclined to click like, please leave a comment and tell me why, so I can internalize your advice and become a better streamer. Finally, regardless of the platform you're on, I hope you will join our Discord. The link to do so is in either the Twitch channel description and or the YouTube video description. The Discord is where I make official channel announcements. It's where everybody who watches me discusses the games you want to see me play. And most importantly, it's where there's a fun, growing community of people who love video games just like you and me. The next stream is going to be next Monday. I believe it's going to be Baldur's Gate. If Discord rampages and votes in something else, so be it. But I'm going to fly back from Georgia after my uncle's funeral on Sunday afternoon. I'm not gonna fucking play video games the rest of that day. Our next stream is Monday evening, and it's kind of funny because given the confluence of my shit that means I can't do a stream versus Tiffany's shit that makes her out of town, Monday I can actually start early and do a very long stream because Tiffany's out of town for a photo shoot in New Mexico. So my inclination is to do more Baldur's Gate. But please, if you want to see something else, come in the Discord and say so. Anyway, as things stand, going to bed tonight, gonna see you Monday. out of commission at least until Monday. For Monday, want to play Baldur's Gate, always want to get scared, suggest games accordingly, and I hope to see you then. Until then, sleep well, take care, be productive on Friday. It is still a work day. Good night.